It was a crisp morning in the bustling New York studio of The View, where the air hummed with anticipation as Hollywood's rising star Michael B. Jordan stepped onto the set just 48 hours after claiming the Academy Award for Best Actor in his groundbreaking film Sinners. The audience erupted in applause, cameras flashing wildly while the co-hosts beamed with practiced enthusiasm, ready to celebrate what many called a historic win for black excellence in cinema. Michael, dressed sharply in a tailored navy suit that accentuated his chiseled features and confident stride, shook hands warmly with Whoopi Goldberg and the panel, his smile radiating genuine humility mixed with the quiet pride of someone who had poured his soul into a role that blended supernatural thriller elements with profound social commentary. But beneath the surface of congratulations lurked an undercurrent of tension, as veteran co-host Joy Behar shifted uncomfortably in her seat, her notepad filled with pointed questions that hinted at skepticism rather than admiration. She had long positioned herself as the sharp-tongued skeptic of the group, unafraid to challenge celebrity narratives, and today her target was clear, dissecting whether Michael's Oscar victory was truly earned or merely a product of timely Hollywood trends favoring genre films with vampire motifs over traditional dramatic fare. As the segment opened with light banter about his journey from Fruitvale Station to this pinnacle moment, Michael spoke eloquently about the dedication behind Sinners, emphasizing the rigorous preparation, the emotional depth of portraying a complex anti-hero navigating identity and power in a world of shadows, and how the film aimed to elevate horror into something thought-provoking. Joy listened with a tight smile, her fingers tapping rhythmically, waiting for her moment to interject and steer the conversation toward controversy, setting the stage for what would become one of the most explosive live television moments in recent memory, where respect for artistry clashed head-on with dismissive critique. The conversation flowed smoothly at first as Michael recounted the challenges of filming intense night scenes and collaborating with a visionary director who pushed boundaries in storytelling, highlighting how Sinners wasn't just another vampire flick but a metaphor for societal struggles, addiction to power, and redemption arcs that resonated deeply with diverse audiences worldwide. Sunny Hostin nodded appreciatively, adding insightful comments on representation in awards season, while Ana Navarro chimed in with humor about box office success. Michael leaned forward, his voice steady and passionate, explaining the research into folklore and modern cultural issues that informed his performance, earning nods from the panel and cheers from the live crowd. Then Joy cleared her throat dramatically, leaning into her microphone with that signature New York directness, and posed the question that shifted everything. Michael, congratulations on the win, but let's be real here. Sinners is essentially a vampire movie with some fancy effects and social undertones. Do you truly believe it deserved the Oscar over more serious, grounded dramas that tackle real-world issues without the supernatural gimmicks? The studio fell into a stunned hush for a split second before murmurs rippled through the audience. Michael paused, his expression calm yet intense, maintaining eye contact as he responded with measured eloquence, defending the film's artistic merit by drawing parallels to classic genre works like The Godfather or Silence of the Lambs that blended thriller elements with profound human drama. He articulated how dismissing Sinners as mere entertainment ignored the layered performances, innovative cinematography, and cultural impact that had critics raving and audiences connecting on multiple levels. Joy pressed further, suggesting the timing of the release and marketing campaign played a bigger role than raw talent, her tone laced with implication that the win felt convenient amid industry pushes for diversity checkboxes. Michael's composure held firm, but his responses grew more pointed, citing box office numbers, peer accolades, and personal sacrifices that proved the depth of his commitment, turning the exchange into a masterclass in articulate rebuttal that left viewers glued to their screens. Tension thickened in the air like an impending storm as Joy doubled down, her voice rising slightly while she waved her hands for emphasis, arguing that true Oscar-worthy performances came from raw, unadorned portrayals of everyday struggles rather than polished genre spectacles that relied on CGI and hype. She referenced past winners and implied Michael's success might owe more to his established fame and fanbase than groundbreaking innovation, a comment that drew scattered applause from some segments of the audience but visible discomfort from fellow hosts attempting to mediate. Michael, refusing to be baited into defensiveness, countered with facts and personal insight, detailing the months of physical transformation, dialect coaching, and emotional immersion required for the role, where he explored themes of isolation, moral ambiguity, and empowerment that mirrored real societal battles faced by marginalized communities. He spoke of how the film had sparked important conversations about representation in horror and fantasy genres, which historically sidelined black leads in complex narratives. The back and forth intensified, with Joy accusing him of evading the core question about artistic legitimacy, while Michael highlighted the hypocrisy in gatekeeping excellence based on genre preferences, reminding everyone that cinema's evolution demanded embracing diverse storytelling forms. Co-hosts interjected with attempts at levity or balance, but the clash had captured the room's full attention, cameras zooming in on facial expressions that revealed underlying frustrations at Joy's furrowed brow, signaling irritation at being challenged so effectively, and Michael's focused gaze conveying quiet strength without aggression. Viewers at home flooded social media with live reactions, praising Michael's poise while debating the validity of Joy's critiques, turning a routine promo appearance into a viral cultural flashpoint that exposed deeper divides in how entertainment success is judged. As the argument escalated, Michael delivered a powerful retort that cut through the noise, emphasizing that diminishing Sinners as just a vampire movie ignored the universal truths it uncovered about human nature, power dynamics, and the fight against inner demons, elements that transcended any label and connected with millions who saw themselves reflected in his character's journey. He cited specific scenes of raw vulnerability and intellectual depth that demanded more from an actor than surface-level charisma, challenging Joy to reconsider her stance by asking if she had truly engaged with the film's nuances or was reacting to preconceived notions about popular cinema. Joy's face flushed with visible exasperation, her usual quick wit momentarily faltering as she struggled to maintain control of the narrative, accusing Michael of lecturing the panel instead of answering directly. The exchange grew heated, with raised voices and overlapping dialogue that tested the producer's ability to keep things civil on live television. Michael remained steadfast, his words articulate and rooted in passion for the craft, pointing out how such skepticism often discouraged innovative projects and undervalued artists who brought fresh perspectives to established tropes. The audience reaction split between supportive cheers for Michael's defense of creativity and murmurs of agreement with Joy's call for traditional standards, creating an electric atmosphere where every word carried weight. Fellow hosts attempted to diffuse by shifting topics, but the momentum had shifted irreversibly, with Michael's calm authority shining through against Joy's increasingly agitated interruptions. This moment crystallized broader conversations about respect in media interviews, where celebrities push back against reductive questioning, inspiring countless clips and analyses that would dominate online discourse for days. The breaking point arrived suddenly when Joy, clearly rattled by Michael's unflinching logic and the growing support echoing from the crowd, stood up abruptly, her chair scraping loudly against the studio floor as she declared she didn't have to sit there and be lectured on what constituted real art by someone she viewed as riding a wave of hype. Her voice cracked with frustration as she removed her microphone with a dramatic flourish, announcing that the interview was over for her and striding off the set amid gasps from the audience and shocked expressions from the remaining panel. Michael sat composed, offering a respectful nod without gloating, while the other hosts scrambled to recover, apologizing for the disruption and pivoting to lighter segments with forced smiles. The live feed captured the chaos perfectly, the stunned silence followed by whispers, producers rushing in the background, and social media exploding instantaneously with hashtags like #MJOhnTheView and #JoyWalksOff trending worldwide. Commentators hailed Michael's handling as a masterclass in grace under pressure, contrasting it with Joy's uncharacteristic exit that some labeled as quitting when faced with substantive rebuttal. In the aftermath, Michael addressed the remaining time with dignity, reiterating his gratitude for the Oscar and hope that Sinners would inspire future generations to pursue bold storytelling without fear of genre-based dismissal. Clips of the incident spread like wildfire across platforms, sparking debates on free speech in talk shows, the role of skepticism in journalism, and whether such confrontations ultimately benefited or harmed public discourse around entertainment achievements. In the days following the explosive encounter, the viral moment dominated headlines and late-night monologues, with analysts dissecting every exchanged word to understand how a celebratory interview devolved into Joy Behar's abrupt departure, painting Michael B. Jordan as a poised defender of artistic integrity who refused to let his hard-earned success be undermined by cynicism. Supporters praised him for elevating the conversation beyond personal jabs into meaningful territory about evolving standards in filmmaking, while critics of the show accused it of fostering environments where hosts prioritized gotcha moments over genuine dialogue. Michael himself addressed the incident briefly in subsequent appearances, expressing respect for open discussion but emphasizing the importance of approaching art with openness rather than preconceptions, which only amplified his reputation as a thoughtful and resilient figure in an industry often rife with superficial judgments. The View's ratings saw a temporary spike from the buzz, though behind-the-scenes reports suggested internal reflections on maintaining professionalism during live segments. Ultimately, this heated argument served as a reminder of the power dynamics in media, where celebrities increasingly push back against dismissive framing, fostering greater accountability and richer public engagement with cultural milestones like Oscar wins. Fans celebrated Michael's victory not just on screen but in standing firm with eloquence and class, turning what could have been a negative spotlight into a testament to his growth as both actor and public personality, ensuring the legacy of Sinners and this unforgettable television clash would resonate far beyond the studio lights.